everyone. Welcome to Margaret Leary. Welcome to our virtual kindergarten roundup. We are having this virtually because of COVID-19. We would love to have you all in the building, showing you around, showing you the classrooms, but unfortunately, we're unable to do that. In lieu, we are having this virtual roundup just to get you familiar with Margaret Leary, with some of the staff, and with some of the things that you might need to know for kindergarten. So I am going to begin by sharing one of our slides here. So thanks for attending our virtual kindergarten roundup. I'd like to begin by introducing myself. I'm Jennifer Loma, and I'm the principal of this wonderful school. Mrs. Goldseth is our reading coach. She's in the classrooms very often helping with reading and other things. Mrs. Remsen is one of our kindergarten teachers, and Miss Colvin is another one of our kindergarten teachers. So we would just like to welcome our newest Mustangs. Kindergartners bring so much energy into our school. We so enjoy them. So welcome, welcome. I'm going to now go to one of our teachers.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Colvin. I am so excited to meet all of you in the fall, and I can't wait to see you all in our classrooms. It's going to be so much fun. So I'm going to talk about some skills that you can work on with your child over the summer, so that way they are kindergarten ready. So the first thing is math skills. So some of the reason why it's really important for us to work on our math skills this summer is because our kindergarten math is a very big jump for the students. They start learning about number sense, and then they get into addition and subtraction, and then they start learning about two-dimensional and three-dimensional shapes, and lastly, they learn about measurement and graphing. And so in order for them to be ready for that and to help them be successful, we ask you to work on these math skills that are on the slide. They include identifying shapes, orally counting to at least 25, recognize the numbers 1 to 10, and recognize a simple pattern. My suggestion while you're working on these for over the summer is to make everything into a game. Kindergartners love to play games. Actually, I love to play games too. I think it makes it way more fun, and they tend to hold on to that information a lot better if it's made into a game. So the next skill that I'm going to talk about is just miscellaneous skills. And actually, Mrs. Remsen is going to cover this a little bit more in the presentation later on, but these are just important skills to practice over the summer. So basic colors, your child's full name, address, phone number, and birthday. And the final set of skills that we would like your child to work on this summer is self-help skills. So in kindergarten, we work a lot on independence, and the kids love it. They love it when they're able to tie their shoes. They can't wait to come and say, Miss Colvin, I learned how to tie my shoes, or I learned how to zip my coat up. And they get so excited, and it gets to a point where you offer to help and they're like, oh no, I got this. They love to be independent, and that's what we want them to grow up to be. And so self-help skills are really important for them. Some of these include zipping up their coats, opening sandwich bags, opening up their milk containers or juice boxes, blowing their nose, coughing appropriately into their sleeves, tying their shoes, things like that. Another thing that we would really love you to practice with your child is eating lunch in a timely manner. So at school, they have 20 minutes to eat their lunch, and this can be difficult for students, especially in a new environment when they have all these new faces and a new place that they're at. They are more concerned about what's going on around them. And so it's important to make sure that they know they only have 20 minutes to eat, and so they need to eat their food and make sure that they have something in their system so they can get through the rest of the day and then visit with their friends. Okay, and now I think that Mrs. Goldseth, is going to talk to us about reading skills.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm Mrs. Goldseth and I'm the reading coach. And as Mrs. Loma said, I visit the classes during reading time and watch all the awesome instruction that our kindergarten teachers are providing your students. And so the slide that I'm going to share has some kindergarten skills that if students have experience with some of these skills, it will help contribute to their success next year when we see them in the fall. So the first one is to recognize the letters of the alphabet. And so to be able to name and identify both upper and lowercase letters is important. You don't necessarily need flashcards for this, although flashcards, but you could just take advantage of all of the letters around you. So you'll be seeing letters on street signs, on items at the grocery store, when they're eating their breakfast in the morning, on their cereal box. Letters are just everywhere. So really just to take advantage of your kiddos' curiosity and their excitement to learn, and use their surroundings to do that. The next one is to know that letters make sounds, and not necessarily, again, that they know each letter sound, but just that they know that basic idea that each letter stands for a sound. So sometimes we've had kids come to school early and we might show them the letter A, and they have said in the past, sometimes they've said apple. Well, we don't want them to think that an A stands for an apple. We just want them to know that A is the first letter and provides a sound for that word apple. So just again, knowing that concept that letters make sounds. The next one is vocabulary development. So just read to your child, and use rich language. Don't be afraid to use complex language. I think we shouldn't underestimate our children's ability to use and understand complex vocabulary. And the last one is to be familiar with different aspects of a book. And that would include the physical aspects as the cover. You can talk about what's on the cover. We have usually some pictures, and you can talk about how those characters, those people or things will be part of the story. The author, you can show them the print on the front of the book, besides the title and the author. The title is the name of the story, and the author is the person who wrote it, and sometimes there's also an illustrator. Opening the book, the correct way to open it and the correct way to hold a book, and then as well as tracking from left to right on the page. So that means just putting your finger under the words as you read the story so that your child knows that that's we have the flow from left to right as we read. And then, again, using rich language to talk about the different kinds of aspects of a book, like the characters and how the characters might feel about what's going on in the story, about maybe predicting what's going to happen next in the story based on what they know, or maybe what they would do if they were characters in the book. So just trying to make some connections with the characters and the events of the story. So taking advantage of some of these opportunities to help your kiddos learn will help them have a great foundation for when they get to us and we get to teach them in the fall. Thank you.
Currently, we have a student reader. Amazed at our student. Normally, we have a student reader, and you'll be amazed at how much the students learn how to read in kindergarten. But due to technical difficulties, we don't have that this time. So we're going to go on to assessment.
Okay, hi boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Remsen, and I look forward to meeting you in the fall. I cannot wait to see your smiling faces in the classroom and be ready to learn. So usually when you come, oh, my classroom light turned off. Goodness sakes. Technical difficulties. Okay, hi. So, usually when you come to Roundup, we ask you some different questions to see how smart you are and to see some skills that you may need help with to work on this summer. So, the following slide says that we ask you your name. We ask you if you know your address, the numbers on your house where you live. We ask your phone number. We ask if you know how to call mom and dad on the phone if there's an emergency. We ask you if you know your birthday. We ask you to sing the alphabet. The days of the week, maybe in preschool or in daycare, you have sang the days of the week song and the months of the year song. We ask if you know how to tie your shoes and zip and button your coat and pants. Um, if you know these things, these skills, that is great. If you don't know them, that just helps us to know what you need help on, and it helps your parents to know what skills you can practice this summer. So if you don't know your address or you don't know your phone number, practice those this summer. Practice tying your shoes, practice zipping your coat. Some other skills that we ask your parents to work on with you this summer, and we also do during kindergarten roundup, is your letters. Can you look at the letters and tell us what the letter name is? And can you decipher between the capital letters and the lowercase letters? We also talk about the colors. Can you look at a colored dot and tell us what that color is? You don't need to know how to read the word yet, just recognize what the color looks like. We also ask you if you know your shapes. Can you identify a circle, a square, a triangle, and some of the harder shapes like a diamond or an oval or rectangle? If you don't know these skills, go ahead and practice this summer with your parents so that you are ready to learn in the fall. We also ask that you count to as far as you can. Um, we also ask can you recognize your numbers? So can you look at a number and tell us the name of it? Like Miss Colvin said, can you recognize a an easy pattern? We call that an A-B pattern. So circle, square would be an A-B pattern. We also see if you can color in the pattern. We ask if you can do an ABC pattern. So that's a little more complicated pattern, like circle, square, triangle. Circle, square, triangle is an ABC pattern. These are all fun things that you can work on as you get ready for kindergarten. Mrs. Remsen, Miss Colvin, and all of the teachers here look to see if you're holding your pencil correctly, if you're writing the letters in correct formation, if you can write your name correctly. Um, we also ask that when you're practicing writing your name, that you do one big capital letter at the beginning of your name and then practice little lowercase letters for the rest of your name. So there's only one big letter at the beginning of your name. We see if you can hold your pencil correctly, and then also your scissors if you know how to cut on a line. And then the fun part of our assessment is we let you run and jump and hop and skip and see if you can do all of those motor skills on your assessment. Um, the reason why we do this roundup assessment is just to give us kind of an idea of what students may need help on coming into our classrooms, and then also to give the parents a great idea of kind of what your kindergartner needs to know before coming to school. Don't be stressed working on all these skills, and don't be stressed if your child doesn't know some of them. These are all goals for their kindergarten year that they will be able to work on, and hopefully can practice during the summer, and we will be working on them as well. Going home, you will get a letter, and in this letter about kindergarten roundup, there will be a chart of my big list of kindergarten goals. And it just kind of lays out another way to help your child this summer. And there's like, I can write my name, first and last name. I can do rhymes. Um, Counting is on there. Shapes are on there. That sheet will go home, just so that you know what you can work on this summer with your kid. And then also um, our goals for the kindergarten year. So you will see that coming to you in the mail. We can't wait to meet you. Thank you.
Nurse Katie is at our school a few days a week, and she has a short video to tell you about immunizations, how sick is too sick when sending your student, and if you are to have any health concerns. So let me get that video going. Let's see. Let's see, let me try that again. Well, there's Katie. We have her come up here. Let's see if you can hear her at least. No? Okay.
Hi, my name is Katie Yates. I am the school nurse at your child's school. I can't wait to see all the new kindergartners starting in the fall. I just wanted to jump on here really quick and talk to you about just a few things. The first thing I'd like to talk to you about are immunizations. I've gone through all the immunization records and they're mostly all up to date, but if you received an immunization letter from me reporting that they were not up to date with their required immunizations, make sure that you call your doctor's office, get those immunizations up to date, and send a current copy back to the school so we can make sure they're up to date so they can come to school on the first day of school. Next, I wanted to talk about health conditions and concerns. I have gone through all of those that were listed on the online enrollments. If you feel like you forgot to mention something, or maybe your child has a greater need, please reach out to me so we can talk about care plans or anything else that are needed. Next, we do have over-the-counter medications that can be given at school, such as Tylenol, Motrin, Benadryl. This is if they get hurt and need some Tylenol, or if they have an allergy and need some Benadryl. But there is a form that needs to be signed by you guys, so make sure to watch out for that at the beginning of the school year. Sign that and get that back to the school. We do usually call home before we give that, just to make sure they didn't have a dose of something else. I just wanted to touch on just making sure to keep your kids home if they're sick. If they don't feel well, not forcing them to go to school, especially during this time, making sure they stay healthy. And the school district is working really hard, the school nurses and the administrators, to put together a plan for return to school, and so that we can be safe and healthy for the start of the next school year. I'm looking forward to meeting your children, and I can't wait to start again in the fall. If you have questions, you can call me at 490-0365 or email me at yateska@bsd1.org. Thanks. Have a great day.
Okay, so that was a message from our nurse. And again, she is here a few days a week, not every day, but a few days a week. So we will continue on with our PowerPoint. Let's see. So next are our home visits.
Okay, so for the last couple of years, we have had the opportunity to visit with the kindergartners in their homes. And it has been truly such a fun experience for all of the families involved and also the teachers involved. We schedule an appointment in the fall, usually in August or early September, and we schedule a short visit. It's usually 20 minutes to 30 minutes. And we come to your house and we just ask you your dreams and your goals for your student. We invite the families to share some things that they hope their child will get from kindergarten. And we just basically like to come visit to get to know you in a non school setting. If you're not comfortable with us coming to your home, that is totally fine. We have had many home visits at the park or McDonald's or any other place other than the school. And we are not sure because of COVID-19 what home visits will look like this year. The date and time will be announced later, and you will hear from your kindergarten teacher whether or not we will be able to do home visits this year.
Home visits are such a great way to get to know kids and for kids to be able to meet their teachers before they ever come to school. So I just encourage you to take advantage of that. Hopefully we will have home visits. We have a wonderful PTO here at Margaret Leary. We have a group of parents who really get involved with fundraisers, with coming into school and helping out, with a lot of the activities and rewards that we do at Margaret Leary. So we just invite you to come and get involved and be part of that program, the PTO. They meet the first Monday of every month in the school library at 5:30. And information will be coming home in the newsletters every week or every month so that you can get involved as well. So we just encourage at whatever level you can get involved to be involved in your child's education, because the more that you're involved, the more that shows your kiddos that school is important. And when school is important to you, it's also important to them. So please, please get involved. And finally, we just want to thank you. Thanks for watching our kindergarten roundup. If you want to watch it again, it will be posted on Moments with Mrs. Loma. Feel free to share this link with other potential kindergarten students. We just want to welcome you and let you know that we can't wait to see you in the fall. And stay tuned because hopefully we will be back in the fall. That's our plan. But we'll be doing it safely. So please know that safety is our primary concern. So thank you for watching, and thanks to all of our staff. We appreciate you.
Bye, boys and girls.
Thank you.
Thanks.